So, this is Aaron. He's a Frog Monarch kid. A few quick questions about Frog Monarchs. What would you say, would you say that frogs are viable right now? Despite the fact that they're not being, included in the top tier?
Well, I play frogs, every format, because it's, just my deck. Honestly, I think everything's really good this format. Anything can be viable, well, almost anything, because I've taught with this and scraps this format. It's always a good meta call, I think, in any format. It's never bad against any deck, so it seems to be a good meta call no matter what. But, yeah, I'd say it's viable in this format.
A lot of people kind of underestimate the deck. What about Frog Monarchs would you say makes it such a difficult matchup for so many decks?
Because it has an out to literally everything. You can't summon big monsters, especially if you have multiple big monsters. Soul Exchange Caius. It does a lot of and it has Lad, which just negates everything.
Anyways, yeah.
It's too hard to get around. Even if you make a big play, you can just drop Caius, and it's just infinite monarchs. It's really hard to play against because a lot of things need to hit grave. So you Caius, rise up. Lad negates everything. If you overextend your field, you can just Dark Dust, and it's just really a control.
So instead of asking you what you say Frog's worst matchup is, what kinds of things give Frogs trouble? What kinds of plays? What kinds of decks?
It always depends on your hand, because I say, this deck has an out to everything, but it usually suffers from a lot of back row, lots of back row. If they can just keep one-for-one-ing all your monarchs, then you usually suffer because they're going to hit you for damage, and sometimes you just can't get over it. And also, really explosive plays, X-Sabers go off, get 5 monsters, Gear Gaia, go off with the card threes, and just a big field is sometimes hard to get over, so, and macro and stuff.
What would you say are some of the major changes, phases of changes you had to go through with Frog Monarch to sort of get them at the ideal state that they are now?
Stages they have to go through?
Because your Frog Monarch deck a year ago was probably a lot different than it is now.
The stages I went through, mine started with 15 monsters, 15 tributes, and the best build I think is around 9 to 11 tributes, because the deck needs to be consistent. So I play triple dupe, and I don't like neg ones. The deck is an advantage gaining deck, so I don't play foolish. So instead I run Duke Frog, and I just think it has the deck always changes depending on what the meta is. So you change your deck based around the format.
And for the last question before we get into the deck profile, what are some major misconceptions you think people have about Frog Monarchs? What are maybe just things they think are good against Frog Monarchs that aren't, or ways they think they should be played that you wouldn't agree with?
Some people say they should be played more like a sack deck, not sacky as in it goes off, but you summon a monarch, next turn if you have a monarch, you summon that monarch, and you keep pushing for damage with those monarchs. And I feel like it should be played more of a definitely control deck where you just summon one monarch and you try to, you just hit them with that, and that lad is just, you just summon that, and things that people know are good against it, like macro and stuff. Some people think that things like the Cherry Beast just shut down the deck, which it really doesn't. Sometimes you do have the hand where it's just Soul Exchange Econ, and that beast is going to make you lose. But most of the time you can just Treeborn Caius, and it's just...
Right. Alright, so let's hop into this deck profile.
It's not really ready. So monsters, triple Caius, obviously, triple Ryza. 3 is really good right now. It's just really, I think it should be standard by now. Dark Dust is good against Insectors, which came back. Triple Lad, best tribute monster in the deck. It's just the boss of the deck. Monarchs aren't bosses. This is the boss. It's just +3 or 4. It's really good.
Right.
Best card in the deck, triple Swap Frog, dumps your frogs, makes crazy plays with reusing monarchs, reusing Lad. It's your gotcha engine. Triple Duke, you have to get to the Swap Frog. Double Treeborn, obviously, makes your monarchs not neg ones. Ronin Totem, make your gotchis, extra tribute fodder. Hand traps, gores. My favorite hand trap trap. I think it's the best 10 trap right now for damage and stuff. It's trag. It's really versatile. Gets like 36 in this deck. If it's like 24 or under in this deck, you must be in like a really horrible position because he should be really big. Triple fader, stop the damage, tribute fodder. 2 Veiler for like injectors and stuff. And it's again searches your frogs, fader, Veiler, anything like that. So on the spells, duality. I usually run 2 of this, but I don't have my second one, so I ran 1. Then triple soul exchange. I think this is the best spell on the deck. A lot of people say it's econ, but I think this is the best spell because it gives you like where econ's not an out to things like Fossildyna or Vanity's Fiend or Christia. This is an out to all of those. Like Shockmaster Call monster effects. This is an out to that. So yeah, it's just really good. Makes things miss timing like Light Pulsar and Shining. 2 econ. I only run 2 because 3 you might not always have Treeborn, but it is a really broken card. Like it's just a brain control kind of. Played triple MST. I usually play 2 of this, but that's what the duality's not here, so yeah. Then heavy, dark hole, reborn, staples.
You want to quickly run through the side?
Yeah, if it's in order. But
we don't really have to bother with the extra. I think they pretty much know.
Yeah, the extra is always kind of stable.
As long as you got some gotchis and
So
you're
2 puppet plant for heroes and whatnot. Heroes, Sams. 2 Jinzo for troll decks and chain burn, mostly chain burn and just troll decks. 3 Gemini imps because I hate Dark World because that's the most trolling deck in existence.
right.
2 Electric Virus Chaos Dragons. Chaos Dragons is usually like the best matchup for this deck, but that's when you're maining 3 econs, so this will act as those econs. Just, yeah. Double Dust, counter side. Double Mexi, wind-ups, and heretics, and anything else that explodes. 2 Vanity's Fiend for heretics and stuff like that.
Alright, so that concludes the video. If you guys want more information on Frog Monarchs, remember to watch Aaron's channel. He's got a series called Frogology. You can learn a lot. He'll be making a new one soon, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this, remember to thumbs up, subscribe, share it, all the nice things you do. Check his channel out, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys.